On today's episode of Bad Potatoes.
We'll be talking about Brokeback Mountain.
Just a heads up before we start this week's podcast. We are going to start dropping videos on Tuesdays in the morning. The last week we released 2 weeks worth in 1 week, so it was kind of confusing. We're still new with this stuff. We're learning, getting better every week, and we thank you guys for listening. And yeah, this is the Bad Potatoes podcast. I'm Travis, the guy in yellow. To my right, but on my screen it's left, is Roy, and on the other side is Mykel.
What up, everybody?
Hello.
All right, Mykel. So what are we going to be talking about today?
Brokeback Mountain. It's my pick of the week, episode 3. And I'm the only one that watched it, so I figured you guys haven't watched it. So, in some places, it's a controversial movie, so I thought it'd be a good movie to watch.
Kinda.
Yeah. So what'd you guys think of the movie?
Travis, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. I liked it. I had a weird first encounter with this movie when I was younger. I forget, this movie came out in 2005, right?
Think so.
Like 2005? Yeah, so that was like my... Oh yeah, so I was still in high school. I was probably like a sophomore in high school. So I had an older friend who was out of high school, and he was supposed to be like this cooler, older, mature guy, but he was everything but that. Now that I'm older and I look back on it, but
He's still cool.
no, he's not cool. But I would go over to his house and we'd like play with his DJ equipment, watch movies, and play on his computer and stuff.
Wrestle with your shirts off.
Yes. No.
Yes.
I see how this is getting weird, but he was like, "We should watch Brokeback Mountain," and I was just like, "Why would we do that?" And he put it on, and I was on MySpace at the time, and I remember just like typing away on the computer, and he's watching it, and I'm paying like no attention to him, and he keeps looking at me, and he's like, "Oh, dude, they're kissing," and he just got really weird with it, very like homophobic. And then I remember just like, this guy is really being dramatic. And he was like gagging to when they were like starting to like mess around in the tent. And I was just like, I don't know what to say here because it felt very awkward. It was really weird. And so from there on, like, I just never had the desire to like go back and watch the movie until now. But yeah, that was weird.
Well, to give like
Sounded like he was trying to use the movie to get in your butt.
Well, it failed.
Did it?
And for some like context, we're from a small town that is full of honkies, and They're all afraid of gays, and yeah, he's still afraid of gays.
There's a lot of Brokeback.
But yeah, it's so. I don't know. I didn't watch it until I moved out of Hermiston, and it was like someone else was watching it, so I just started watching it with them, and I was like, "Holy crap, this is a good movie."
Yeah.
Then I was like, "Okay, let me tell my friends about it and let them know it's actually good. It's not like some weird movie." And this is where we are now.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed the movie. It was good, and I had heard beforehand that it was a really good movie, even before you, Mykel, but I just still never really wanted to watch it, and I'm glad I did because it was good. It wasn't bad, but I had high expectations for it, and it kind of let me down. Because I do love movies and romance movies, so like I was expecting it to make me cry. I wanted it to like.
Oh, you wanted to cry.
I wanted it to pull on my heartstrings. Like I wanted to feel bad, but I don't know. It was just good.
Quick stop. We doing the draft or are we going straight in?
We can do it at the end.
Okay, because I was gonna say I thought it, like when I first watched it, it kind of pulled on my heartstrings. With the ending. We'll get to that later, but the ending was pretty sad.
Yeah, but I wanted that bromance to blossom a little more. You know what I mean? It's not a bromance anymore. It's actually like an
It's
actual
a romance,
relationship.
yeah.
Yeah, romance. Like,
Started off as a bromance.
yeah. I was gonna say, but overall, the movie was good. Wasn't bad at all. I enjoyed it. I watched it all the way through, and I went to bed around 4 a.m.
Damn.
Yeah. What about you, Travis? What did you think?
Wasn't bad. So, as the kids would say, it was mid.
Oh, mid, huh?
Yeah, because I'm hip, I'm young.
Say less.
Yeah, it's family.
No, but so I'd heard from multiple people like the cable version was like a really good movie because there was so much gay in it and yada 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 yada. There wasn't even that much gay in it.
There's like
No.
one scene.
I only had to pause it 2 times to jerk off. That's not that gay to me.
Twice.
Yeah, that's me on a Tuesday.
One
Right?
was a tent scene and one was Anne Hathaway scene.
Exactly. And
God.
there's a so I noticed for every in every movie I've seen that people consider gay, like Magic Mike's and things like that. For every dude butt, there's at least a girl boob.
That's a like a theorem.
Because you
The yin,
Yeah.
the yin and the yang. You have to have
because
both.
because it's you see both Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger's butts
And wiener.
You see Wiener?
and Wiener. No, I think you see ball sack.
You see dong flopping
What?
in the wind.
What version was I watching?
I didn't see it either.
You didn't see
But
this with their
I
clip
saw-
jumping.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah.
I just remember
I
like
didn't look that hard, but
blurry Heath
I got
Ledger
was like
changing.
this, dude.
just right up
What
in
was
the
that?
TV.
Yeah, that's a dong.
No, but so because you see Heath Ledger's butt and Jake Gyllenhaal's butt, and then you see Anne Hathaway's boobs and Michelle Williams's boobs.
That's
So,
the first time we said boobs on this podcast.
and I said it 2 times
Ooh.
In one episode about a
about a
lovers.
gay movie. But no, yeah, it was like overall like a solid movie.
But that
Yeah.
scenery, the scenery, like, oh man, that you
But,
could
like-
feel that air. It'd be nice to get out there and, I mean, not do that job all summer, but
Just bang each other amongst the sheep.
Oh yeah.
I
Speaking
meant
of
like
that.
camping.
No, but
Oh, sorry.
so like I had heard there was so much like gay sex in it, like you had to edit it down so hard and yada yada yada, and
Yeah.
you don't. I'm echoing off one of you guys.
Yeah, it's not me because I don't have any speakers on.
I don't know.
Might be yourself.
But I don't think so.
I don't hear it anymore.
Well, I stopped talking.
What are you hearing?
I was hearing an echo.
Oh.
There you go. It's gone. It
Okay.
must have been my own. But anyways,
But
so I lost my train of thought.
It's all good.
anyway,
I was gonna ask.
the beginning.
It wasn't
starts-
as gay as they made
you
it
know,
seem,
these
is what-
guys-
That's what I was getting to.
These guys are working as like ranch hands to watch these sheep all summer, and they're up on Brokeback Mountain, and they're working for this guy watching his sheep, and the guy's really strict, and they're like country guys, like real cowboys, and
Real tough and manly.
yeah, real
The
tough
town
manly.
is like tiny.
Yeah, the town
extremely
is tiny, probably like a couple hundred people. But the farmer just has thousands and thousands of sheep that they have to watch after. So they're up grazing at the mountain, and they're just sick and tired of eating beans day in and day out. And it's beautiful. You get to see everything, like the mountaintops and the rivers.
Bears.
And where are they at? Wyoming, right?
Montana, I think.
Montana.
I don't know.
I heard Montana mentioned, so I don't know if that was where
Yeah,
they're at.
but it's like August and it snows, so it's pretty crazy. But they get super like cold, and the guy they're so manly you can't share a tent. Like, I share a tent. I want to share a tent. I don't want to sleep in my own tent. But these guys are so manly and, like, anti-gay. They wouldn't even think about sharing a tent, but it gets so cold. One guy's, like, chattering and shivering outside, so he's like, get in here. And they're up there all summers, and then one thing leads to another, and they're just-
whiskey
Well-
led to.
yeah.
They were hammered, and then.
Oh, yeah, they're drinking lots of whiskey, because that's pretty much all there is to do. Tell stories and drink whiskey.
I just want to point out that scene was overly aggressive. I felt
No.
so weird.
It was
I think
borderline rapey.
I think it's
It was.
supposed to make you feel that way, though.
Okay,
'Cause
so
that's
I
like-
know that
but-
they're fighting their feelings. Like, he is not. He quotes, and I quote, "I'm not queer."
Oh, yeah, in the
I'm not
morning.
no queer.
Yeah, and he's just
Neither
like,
am I.
neither am I. Yeah, so it was like a weird fight on their emotions. Like, I don't want to be doing this, but I'm gonna kiss you anyway. And then the guy's like trying to push him off, and it was like, wait, that felt kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, so there's
don't
a
know.
lot of, like, self-battle.
What I think it is Heath Ledger's character is bisexual, and Jake Gyllenhaal's character is just gay.
Gay, yeah.
That sounds. I could believe because
Because if you notice throughout the movie, what's his face? Heath Ledger's character keeps getting with women. Also, Jake Gyllenhaal gets married, but continues to have affairs with other men.
Yeah.
Because this is the 80s, 70s when being gay would get you killed, which spoiler alert, it does. So that's what I think it was. That's why Gyllenhaal's character makes the attempt in the first place, and Heath Ledger's character doesn't truly fight him off because he's harboring some sort of deep down feelings of his own.
Yeah.
it's a
well
good
said.
point. Yeah, I want to touch on that. Heath Ledger's character. You say it.
I couldn't stop myself. Continue.
Heath Ledger's character had. I noticed it was very selfish. He was a very selfish guy,
Oh,
and
100%.
the fact that he kept making these women fall in love with him, and knowing that he's not going to follow through with it or pursue them, and just kind of using it as like a facade, and then just kind of like being happy to go back to Jake in the mountain every once in a while. And I really hated that because I was like, dude, you don't look good. I don't know, like,
And he was a loser, is what it is. He would just leave, quit jobs.
Yeah.
I'm going to meet up with my
all the
buddy.
time.
In the mountains, and then just no call, no show, come back.
But we gotta
But
take a step
What?
back and like go along with because people don't even know. The people haven't watched. They don't know that they get fired early. They go home. One's married, one's not.
oh yeah, true.
One
Well, he's
lives
engaged,
in
not married.
Texas. Oh yeah, engaged. One lives in Texas. One lives in Wyoming. And then years pass in between these little tiny breaks. Like the first, so that in the summer after they first hook up, they end up fighting. They get in that fist fight. Where they're playing around, but then the aggression just starts and they start fist fighting each other.
Mm.
And then shortly after that, their boss catches them kissing. Remember?
no, he catches them wrestling with
Yeah.
their shirts off.
But they put the hat in front of their face.
So I looked it up, because apparently this is based off a book or a short story that was published in the New York Times or something. But he's supposed to catch them
Banging.
in each other.
Oh.
Yes, is how it's supposed to go. But in the movie, it just shows them hide their faces for some reason and then make out
Oh,
behind the
Yeah,
hat.
so he's on the ridge
Maybe-
line and peeking down on him to check because he's got to bring Jake Gyllenhaal's character some news about his family, and sees them wrestling with their shirts off.
no
Much like
big deal
Roy
about that.
did.
But nothing wrong with wrestling. But he ends up firing them couple like a month early in the summer, and they have to go home, and one of them's engaged and the other one just is taken off. And once Jake Gyllenhaal takes off back to Texas, Heath Ledger's character like has a breakdown and starts like gagging and crying in the alley before he has to go home.
I almost didn't understand that.
It confused me, but I think it was a panic attack.
Yeah,
I thought so
he was
too.
just
He
freaking
didn't know what to
out.
do.
And just the reason they got fired was because they got caught
storm.
up so hard in the romance, they started abandoning their duties, and the guy lost sheep to the coyotes because they were supposed to sleep in two different areas, but were sleeping together.
Yes. And also remember they said, "Oh,
And
it's going
because
to
they're
be a
gay.
storm." No, no. Yeah, and he caught them, so he doesn't like that kind. Because the next year,
That's also in the book. It's because they're gay.
but next year, kind of in the movie too, because he comes back asking for, "Well, you got any work this summer?" And he's like, "Nope." He's like, "You don't got anything?" He's like, "Not for you."
Mm-hmm.
And you know why he says not for you, because he's seen them wrestling. So, but he doesn't come out and straight say it. And then after
No.
that, he goes back to Texas and does some rodeo work where he meets Anne Hathaway, and she's like a rodeo girl.
His wife, his future wife,
Yeah, future wife. They end up getting
And-
married.
baby mama.
Yeah, so they end up both having kids, and 4 years later they end up meeting up. And when they meet up, instantly they start making out because they go ahead.
Their boners are like water sticks,
Yeah.
like if you find the water, and they just led
Boom.
to each other.
That part in the movie really bothered me
What?
because I know I understand that they
You freaking homophobe.
no, it was they had no patience. They couldn't play it cool at
Not
all, and they end up getting caught by Heath Ledger's wife right
Yeah.
in front of his apartment.
But because
And it's like,
they've been yearning for each other.
I get that, but I mean, they know that his wife is right there. Like,
Well, to be fair, throughout the rest of the years, they're not very good about it either.
yeah, well, once you
Like
get
his wife
caught-
never meets Jake Gyllenhaal's character.
yeah. So that's the only reason it bothered me is because I felt like they've been trying to tell each other for years. We got to be careful about this because, or was this before he tells
No.
that story that his dad showed him that guy that they killed?
That was after.
That was at the end.
Oh, okay, my bad.
That was towards the end.
Yeah, that was after he
So-
had already hooked up with the second guy because he's not interested in Anne Hathaway anymore.
Well, he never really was.
Yeah,
Because
so-
even that first time they re-meet back up, he's like, dude, I'll leave right now. Me and you can go move back to Texas with my parents, take over our farm, and be together. We just leave our lives and move on.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal was in it 100%. But then that's when Heath Ledger was like, "We can't. You know what they do." And then he told him that story. Like, my father told me a story, or he made sure we seen that they dragged the gay guy around by his wiener until his wiener ripped off, and they showed him the body. And there's like a body.
Must have been not been very far because
My wiener would stay on. Good luck getting to it, buddy.
no, mine is ripping right off.
You can't lasso that.
I'd be standing there. I'd be like, "Oh, there it goes."
Wouldn't be able to find mine,
Just
so I'm
pop
good.
off,
Yeah, just like a Lego block.
Just suck it back into my body.
sucker.
You have to drag me by my leg, motherfucker.
But yeah, so they end up seeing this like dead body with his wiener ripped off in the ditch. And
Which explains why he's so hesitant to have the world know. Which also, how long ago was that? 50 years ago?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, because he said the movie starts off in 1963,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's already like 20 years old. So it's probably
was
in
the 40s.
Yeah.
And what's weird is though is Jake Gyllenhaal's like, just moved to Texas. Like that's not much better than Wyoming.
But that's where
Rodeo.
his land is.
Yeah.
And it would just be him and then Heath Ledger and what's his face's parents.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, you got to go to town.
Yeah,
Nah.
he's just a farmhand.
Dude, funny thing about this movie that I really like that I have to put down in my notes is a lot of time passes in this movie
Oh,
really
yeah.
fast. And the way they like show you that time is passing by really fast is the facial hair.
The length of the sideburns, I
The
noticed
length of
that
the
too.
sideburns.
I noticed
It's like
that too.
the older and older they get, the longer their sideburns get. And I was like, that's silly, but there's like no makeup almost in the except Heath Ledger. He has
Yeah,
like
they aged him up a little bit and then gave him some gray hairs.
yeah, but
But with Jake Gyllenhaal, it's like no sideburns, sideburns,
Yeah.
mustache.
That mustache was so funny. He just showed up with, yeah. They didn't. Yeah, that's why I was like 4 years passed. You couldn't tell they looked exactly the same.
Hmm.
You would think
That was
it
a little
was,
throat.
You would think it was just a couple months if they didn't show the kids like aging.
Oh yeah, the kid's aging. That was
Yeah.
really drastic.
There was a pretty big cast.
Yeah, that
Yeah. Hmm.
what's her name?
Rooney Mara was one of the daughters eventually.
And then what's Heath
Anna
Ledger's
Faris.
second girl?
Anna
Oh, Anna
Faris.
Faris, the guy from
She was
Stranger
crazy.
Things,
Mhm.
the sheriff.
Hopper.
Hopper.
He's in there.
And then Velma.
Velma, yeah, Heath Ledger's
Ooh.
second girlfriend thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool for that long ago. You see all these actors, and the guy from Hopper, he didn't age. He looks exactly
David
the same.
Harbour. He looks exactly the
David
same.
Harbour.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was crazy. And then but after that, he tells a story about his dad, them killing somebody for finding out they're gay, and he gets a letter or a phone call from Jake Gyllenhaal's wife. And he's like, well, talking about the news, and what do they say? He like was pumping up a tire on the side of the road. And
No, he doesn't. He doesn't get a letter from her. He sends him a postcard saying, "Hey, let's meet up in November," and it comes back postmarked deceased.
Oh yeah.
So that's how he finds out because he was dead.
And
yeah, they say
he pushed it back too because he couldn't. He had work, so he didn't
had
wanna-
work, yep.
Yeah, so he pushed the date back so they couldn't meet up.
which was the dynamic towards the end. What they fought for the last time was Jake Gyllenhaal's character marries into a rich family, so he doesn't have to worry about money really anymore, and Heath Ledger is still poor and is continuously losing jobs to go visit and spend the week with him, which is what causes them to fight finally because Jake Gyllenhaal's character doesn't understand that he's still poor.
Yeah, he thinks he could just meet up whenever.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so he calls the wife to see what happened, and it's the story she was told or is telling the world. I couldn't really tell if she knew or not.
I think she did know.
Was
she
that,
definitely knew.
Yeah.
that he blew a tire or whatever on a back road and over pumped it, and then the tire blows up, the rim smashes him in the face,
And he drowns.
knocks him unconscious, and he drowns on his own blood. But while this is going, or she's telling the story, there's cutscenes to him being beaten up by 4 dudes, presumably for being gay.
Yeah, and they're just smashing his face in, and so yeah,
Kick him in the balls. I
he
saw
ends
that. They
up-
stomped him in the
Yeah.
balls
Yeah.
4 times.
He ends up, dying for being gay, just like Heath Ledger was telling him just the trip before they met or before they left. So that's the part I was telling you. Though. I thought that was pretty sad.
That is very sad. I mean, that's sad, but I wanted.
Not sad enough.
No, I mean, he died. I think it was Heath Ledger's reaction. I was expecting more of it, but he still had to play
Oh.
straight.
Yeah, he had to play.
Yeah.
Yes. And then
And-
he was like, oh, he wanted his ashes on Brokeback Mountain because he spent a lot of time there. And the whole time he's talking to the wife I think knows that is his gay friend. And he's like, yeah, we used to spend a lot of time because she's like, you're his fishing buddy, right? And they end up spending a lot of time together, and I think she knows that he's a gay one, and because her face expression when he's talking about that is like, ugh. And then he's like, I'll take his ashes up there, and then she goes and visit Jake's family in Texas, but they don't want his ashes gone because they want it buried with their family.
The family plot.
Yeah.
And I noticed too, he lies to Heath Ledger, Jake Gyllenhaal's character does, when they meet up that last time about how he's hooking up with some farmhand's wife or whatever, which is David Harbour's character.
Mm-hmm.
He says it's his wife.
That's
so I went back and rewatched that, and David Harbour's like, "Hey man, I have this cabin. We should go spend some weekends there."
Yeah, we drink some and hang out.
Mm-hmm. So he's still lying to Heath Ledger's character about not truly being gay because he doesn't want to run him off, I guess.
But he is,
even though obviously
hooking up with David Harbour instead.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to talk about how they never say "I love you." They never say "I love you," and they never give each other nicknames.
It's because they're men, dude.
I mean,
hey,
they're,
sugar plum.
yeah, exactly.
They're tough dudes. They're raised that way. You're not supposed to say that kind of shit, especially to another man.
I get that, but I mean, they've what
They're
was it,
also
20
not
years
dating.
passed by?
Yeah, they're also not dating, dude. They both have wives.
But obviously, they love each other, and they go out and spend these weekends, or like 10 days at a time, and they're not going to see each other for years. So it's like you have to say "I love you."
No, because that would make it harder.
Yeah.
For one.
Plus,
and then two, just the time they're from. The time they're from and where they're from and how they're raised, that's not what men do.
Yeah, and then one
says you, bro. I love you.
I love you guys
Aw.
too. But Heath Ledger's character's, not gay. He's not dating Jake Gyllenhaal. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal, loves him. You could obviously tell, and they do love each other. But it's just a different time area where they're not gonna say babe and.
It does have to be babe. I mean, like, what was his name? Jake.
Jack Twist and
Jack Twist.
Enos Delmar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, you're good with
names. I knew it was something like that. Twist.
Memory.
Like
Jack Twist.
Come on, Twisty. Something like that.
Do you guys know that that's where Heath Ledger and Michelle Williams first met and then became married and proceeded to have a child within the next year?
Oh, met IRL?
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea she was married to Heath Ledger.
Yep, that was his wife when he passed away.
Wow.
And also,
go ahead.
Jake Gyllenhaal is his wife's or his daughter's godfather.
That's cool.
That is cool. Did not.
So imagine that, like you're watching Brokeback Mountain the first time.
Oh.
Yeah.
And your dad's just plowing your godfather.
You don't let them. You don't let them watch that.
She probably wasn't allowed to watch that movie.
Well, no shit, not until she's older, but still,
Yeah.
like, oh, that's my dad banging my godfather.
That's awesome.
For millions of dollars, though.
Keep it family.
Count me in.
The only other role I've seen that woman on, Heath Ledger's wife, is in another really good romantic.
Venom?
No, she is in Venom, isn't she? Good gosh. Let's not talk
The
about
Showman.
Venom.
That's all I know her from.
Damn it! Now you made me forget.
But anyway, overall, on the potato meter, what would you score it?
Hold on, man. I got some more anecdotes here.
All right. Well, you're not saying nothing.
Well, I'm waiting for Roach to spit his shit out.
Oh, you could go ahead. I forgot the title of the movie now.
Brokeback Mountain.
No, the woman she was in.
Oh. Okay. Go
ahead, I had it.
Never mind. Go on. I've lost it.
Oh my god. Okay.
Cut
Anyway, potato meter. Where you rank it on potato meter?
I'll give it a 7.
70.
Oh, 70 out of 100. Yeah. 70 for sure. I don't want it.
62.
Ooh.
62.
It was good. Like I said, it was good, but I'd been told it was supposed to be really good, and it was just good.
Yeah, the hype was.
A
definitely not
69.
I thought I was gonna say that too, but I stopped myself.
All right, so about a 65 on the tomato meter.
Ish.
I wonder what people are gonna say about that.
We'll put 66.
I feel like that's low for the hype that I had behind it.
I don't know if it had hype. I thought it was just controversial. That's why it had such a big name.
Maybe. I don't know. It's like I said, I was expecting a bigger love story. You know.
66. That is not certified mashed, but it is not a hot potato.
Could you guys imagine, like, in that first sex scene, how gross his wiener was afterwards?
I was thinking about that. Like, how, like, bro, you've been eating just
Beans.
and
Nothing but beans for
and
months.
Beans and
I had
and you see him
about,
taking
about
his bath.
Go ahead.
You see him taking their bath. They're
just
just
scooping his nuts.
yeah, just using a washcloth and just patting down. That's it.
I was at some friend's house a month or two ago, and I was drinking, so I got a little too chatty. And there was a gay guy there, and he was explaining to me, like, the process of, like, hooking up when you're gay. It is a chore. Like, you can't go on real dates if you're gonna have sex, because you have to fast for 4 or 5 hours ahead of time. You have to douche out your butthole.
I douche.
Yeah, same.
You douche your butt?
Yeah.
Do you got a bidet?
Yeah, I got a bidet.
No, I don't got a bidet. I'm jealous of you guys for that one. But yeah, it's like, how gross was his wiener that next morning? Like, just had a bean like stuck in his foreskin.
Just chili.
Jesus Christ.
It's a chili dog.
Yeah.
Oh, that got me. That was good.
No, but I thought about that right away. I was like, "Whoa, that was really fast!" Like, just a little lick of the hand, and he was in.
It wasn't even lick.
And I was like,
he spit in his hand. I thought that was funny.
I was like, that is not enough. I don't feel like that's enough. There's no way.
Bro,
well, they probably had fucking diarrhea, so it just slipped right in there.
Oh, come on.
All right, moving on. Anyway, that was disgusting.
Oh,
So,
I wanted to ask you guys. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you guys had a celebrity that you were going to be Brokeback in
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
with. Cool.
Is it but mine was like a what a sitcom, like someone from a sitcom that you would Brokeback, something more specific than just any celebrity.
Ooh.
But
I like that, but I would have to sit and think about it for too
that
long.
would take some time.
Okay, but we're not banging. We're just watching sheep for over the summer.
No, you're banging.
We're banging?
Or you're getting banged.
Oof, I know mine.
Okay, it's Zac Efron.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my
Already knew.
gosh.
See, this is why I wanted to do something the other way, because he's just going to pick Zac Efron because he wants to sleep with Zac Efron.
He's a good-looking dude. And if I had to be banged by a dude or bang a dude, it'd be him.
I like how you start off with
Zac
get
Efron.
banged by a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. If I got to the bottom, I'd rather it be him.
He probably has a small wiener. He's good looking. Too good looking.
Yeah, he's got to have something wrong with him.
Yeah.
Tiny wiener.
You're lucky you.
Yeah, but I don't got much butt
Or
cheeks,
not.
so
You don't got much butt
he'd
cheek.
be able to get in me.
You don't got butt.
He'd enter me, for sure.
Oh. Gay.
Sorry, Shelly and Donnie, once you watch this.
Oh.
They're like, oh, God. All right, now moving on to the draft.
Yes.
Wait, no, you got assholes didn't pick yours.
Michael's grandma can't see this.
Yeah. You think we're all funny boys.
He'll be exiled.
I think probably Bear Grylls.
Oh,
That's not a bad one.
Yeah.
You'd be safe for sure.
Safe. Plenty of stuff to eat because they keep, I mean, they shot that elk in the movie and got all that jerky. But probably Bear Grylls. I know he's not packing, and I'm safe. Learn a thing or two out there.
How do you know he's not packing?
He's British.
That just means he had bad teeth. I mean, he had a small wiener.
Yeah. All British people have small wieners. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
Roach is half British.
you didn't know that?
Surprised you didn't know that.
I have some.
If I had to pick, I'm also going with my celebrity man crush, and it's gonna be Ryan Gosling.
You're
And
dying.
he probably has a giant dog.
Yeah, you're getting ripped, bro.
Yeah, probably.
You're screwed.
No, dude, I would do it.
Don't be so down for it.
No, I mean, anyway,
All right,
let's do the draft.
I say we don't do it snake style this time.
Oh,
Nah.
okay. Just all right. I guess I'll go first.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
All right.
We're only doing 3 apiece this time because we didn't watch a lot of these guys' movies, so it's a little bit harder
Okay.
this time.
Yeah, the draft is going to be. We have to pick 2 of each, or 2 of at least one of those actors from Brokeback Mountain. So Heath Ledger or Jake Gyllenhaal,
Yep.
and one or of the other. So my first pick is going to be A Knight's Tale.
You son of a bitch.
I knew it.
From
I'll
Heath
make it
Ledger's
easy for
side.
you. The movie rules.
Yeah, A Knight's Tale. I had to pick that because my Heath Ledger side isn't that big. But out of all of his movies, A Knight's Tale is my favorite. And it also beats a lot
That's
of...
probably in my top 20 movies.
Yeah, I was going to
anyways.
say. And it beats a lot of Jake Gyllenhaal movies that I have on my list anyway. So I figure I'm going to draft that first.
I wish Heath Ledger would have done more movies before he passed.
Same.
You're
Because
20, man. You just didn't watch them.
yeah,
More
he did probably 5 good ones though.
that you've seen.
So it's, of course,
Anyways, it's
that I've
your
seen.
pick. Go ahead.
Anyway, I'll go with Jake Gyllenhaal and Prisoners.
Yeah, that's me. I knew you were going to pick that too.
I'd never heard of that or seen it.
You're insane. It's
Gotta watch it, dude.
That's next week if Roy picks it.
Yeah.
It's
We can't do 2.
It's really good movie.
So I'm going Jake Gyllenhaal, Bubble Boy.
Ooh, you bastard.
Not even on my list.
Really?
Yeah.
So funny.
Dude, what's
Love
cool
it.
though is he made Donnie Darko and Bubble Boy in the same year.
Did he?
Yeah, 2001. Like different role. I love when it's dark and then just completely different. That's why Bryan Cranston, he does Malcolm in the Middle and Breaking Bad, kind of just like a couple years apart, like back to back almost.
That's a big transition. Oh, it's my turn? No, Michael's turn.
My turn. 2, 3. I'm going Nightcrawler for number 2.
Nice. It's a good one.
I loved it.
Oh, we can do 5 piece, not 3.
Maybe.
Well, we'll start off with 3.
Yeah, and then if it gets boring, then you go 5.
Yeah, we're at the 40-minute mark anyway.
Nightcrawler it rules. That
Dude.
character that he plays.
I've actually never seen it.
Oh,
I want to
my
watch it. I just never got
God,
around
dude.
to it.
You're doing a podcast about movies. You haven't seen these movies.
I've seen a lot of movies, but there's some that I just
Nothing good.
never watched.
Nightcrawler and Prisoner. Oh my! And then
I've never heard of Prisoners.
Last week you were talking about doesn't it have Prisoners have Hugh Jackman and
I looked it up. It's got Hugh Jackman and
yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal, but I'd never heard of it.
All right, for my second pick, I'm gonna say Jake Gyllenhaal again in Zodiac.
Not even. It's not on my list, but yeah, that's a
That
good
was
one.
on mine.
That movie rules.
Dude,
I love a
okay,
good,
so when I first watched Zodiac, I knew I know they don't know who the killer is and doesn't catch him, but at the end when there was nothing, I was so mad.
because you wanted more.
Yeah, I
Like, there
wanted
wasn't
more. I
a
was
surprise. Like,
ugh.
guess what, guys? We found him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
great.
All right, so I'm gonna go jump over to the Heath Ledger side, and I'm going 10 things I hate about you.
I knew that was going to be on
Yeah.
your list.
So did I.
That's why I didn't even put it down.
Such a good movie.
And then
See, that movie almost makes me cry.
my last pick is kind of tough. I'm going little propaganda, and I'm going end of watch for Jake Gyllenhaal.
It's okay.
I've seen that, but only in bits and pieces.
It's good.
I liked it, but
I have. We can do 5 for sure. You guys are naming movies that aren't even on my list.
All right.
it's because you don't know any good movies.
Make sure
Yeah.
you're writing down your list because you don't want to forget it.
I got it.
It's not my turn anymore.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, it is. Sorry, thought you just went. I'm gonna go Dark Knight for Heath Ledger.
Yeah, it's on my list.
It's on my list.
It's a really good pick and should have been picked earlier, I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I figured one of you guys
right.
would pick it
Yeah,
sooner.
So now we have to have 3 and 2 if we're doing 5.
Yep.
Okay.
So then my next one's be Lords of Dogtown
Yeah,
for
that's
Heath
on
Ledger.
my list.
that was on my list.
Okay,
Now I'm all
my
out of Heath
turn.
Ledger movies.
This is I'm going The Patriot, Heath Ledger.
Ooh, that movie is really good. Mel Gibson.
Yeah, it's really
Nope.
good.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, I was like, don't fucking tell me.
So I'm got my Heath Ledger movies. It's on to you, Roy, for your 4th pick.
And I already have Prisoners of Zodiac. Ooh, and you took Bubble
You
Boy.
suck at this.
I wasn't expecting to do 5.
Yeah, you did say 3.
And I was like, well, let me think real quick. Jake Gyllenhaal, and you picked Nightcrawler already. Fudge. Heath Ledger,
And you only have one Heath Ledger movie, huh?
The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Okay.
That was on my list.
It's not very good, but it's there.
I'm
I didn't like that movie much.
going October Sky, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that movie.
All right, my final pick is going to be Jake Gyllenhaal, Source Code.
Forgot about that movie. Oh,
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one.
It's really good.
Is that a Nickelodeon movie?
No, it's like he's like hooked up to this like I don't want to spoil it, but it's like
Oh, okay.
Groundhog's Day but on an exploding train.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
It's really cool.
Okay. Jake Gyllenhaal. Well, because I have 2 freaking Heath
We can-
Ledger.
You should have 2 of both at this point, unless you
Yeah.
have 3 and
So you
1.
have one more.
No, I went 3 and 1.
Wait, no, you have.
Prisoners, Zodiac. Oh, yeah, I only have 2.
You're 2 and 2, so you can do
Yeah.
either side.
Jeez, you guys, you really screwed me over on this.
What you
I
got?
was not
You got
expecting
Donnie
5.
Darko. You got Jarhead. You got Enemy. And what's more Jake Gyllenhaal?
I guess I will pick Donnie Darko because. No, I'm picking Brothers.
Oh, Brothers. Yep, that's a good one.
That should have went earlier.
That's
never
on my
saw it.
that's on my list too. You stupid bitch.
You need to have a Jake Gyllenhaal marathon.
That's
I've
how
watched plenty of Jake Gyllenhaal movies.
that's how I
but-
watched most of these. Is I had a Jake Gyllenhaal marathon.
Nice.
And then my final pick is Day After Tomorrow.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, that movie sucks.
I love it.
Yeah,
Dude,
me
so
too.
bad.
I mean, it's bad, but I liked it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like-
not good by any means, but I love it.
Geostorm and The Core, that kind of genre of movie.
Yeah,
But the original
Twister.
Was it before The Core? I don't think so.
came out when I was in high school. When I was a junior.
Look it up.
No.
Anyway. No. Yeah.
So the draft picks. My number 1 draft, A Knight's Tale, Heath Ledger. Number 2, Nightcrawler, Jake Gyllenhaal. Number 3, End of Watch, Jake Gyllenhaal. Number 4, The Patriot, Heath Ledger. And my last pick is Source Code, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay, mine is first pick Prisoners, second pick Zodiac. Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal. Third pick Dark Knight. Heath Ledger. Fourth pick was Brothers, Jake Gyllenhaal again, and then fifth pick was I just said it.
You
Was
forgot Doctor the Parnassus one.
Yeah. See, I don't even want that on my list, but I'm gonna put it on there anyway because I don't know any other Heath Ledger movies. Bam.
And I went
Bam.
Bubble Boy, 10 Things I Hate About You,
Bubble
Lords
Boy
of Dogtown.
was your number 1 pick.
I fucking love that movie.
All right.
It's
You want
so
$500?
fucking funny.
You're going to lose the poll again.
No way. You guys are fools if you don't choose mine. 10 Things I Hate About You, Lords of Dogtown, October Sky, and Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah, the tots are not going to pick that.
If they don't, they're...
What are you going
Don't
to do?
disappoint me. Don't disappoint me.
Let's go, Tater Tots. So, yeah, that was our draft. And then who was your guys' Brokeback? What celebrity you broke
Zac
back
Efron.
with?
Yeah, and Ryan Gosling.
And Bear Grylls. Because he's Bear Grylls and I'm Boar Grylls, so it's just, we're hanging.
Borgers
Well,
is
not really hanging, more erect.
I'm hanging.
I'm hanging. Listen.
Did you see my post the other day about the sausages?
Yeah, very small.
Yeah, I thought those were very average.
Oh my God.
Michael, you want to read off the list of where people can hear us and or see us?
Oh, yeah, I don't have the exact, what's it called? Oh, God. I thought I stopped the recording, but I don't have the exact links, but they will be posted in the description of the episode or the podcast link. But you can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, YouTube. Google Podcasts will be coming soon. Right now we're having a little bit of trouble with them. And also there's one more. I forgot, but they will be posted. We'll post them all everywhere on Twitter, on Instagram.
Once we get it all figured out.
Give them our handles so they know where to follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
On Twitter, we are Bad Potatoes Pod, and on Twitter, we are the same thing at the Bad Potatoes Pod.
For next,
Oh yeah,
I wanted to do
Oh yeah, next week's movie.
next
next
week's
week's
movie
movie.
is Roy's pick, and he's been keeping it from us until now. So
It's a toss-up. I wanted to change it up because we did. I'm a big horror movie fan, and I really wanted to do a horror movie, but I was like, well, we just
you
kind of
could
did
do
one.
whatever you want. It's
I know.
your pick.
So I went with a foreign movie, and you could find it for free on YouTube. I know I'm not selling it. It's Jet Li. Jet Li and Tai Chi Master.
Tai Chi Master, huh?
Oh
I
yeah.
gotta tell you guys, I'm on vacation next week, so I'm not gonna be here.
Gotta watch it. It's great. I
It's on
promise you
YouTube?
like it. Yeah.
All right,
It's
so
a great movie.
next week, guys, we're doing Tai Chi Master.
Can't wait.
All right, see you next week on episode 4, guys. This is
Bye.
Bad Potatoes out.
Peace out.
Bye.